Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
Jacob and Jacob Wile too.
And welcome to a long-awaited edition of our DuckTales recaps, where we talk about last week's mind-blowing... Oh god, echo. Hold on.
Uh, yeah, greetings and welcome to this week's retrospective of DuckTales episode Last Christmas.
Hey, sorry, man. I had the video pulled up because I'm looking at the chat, but then I accidentally forgot to mute the video, and I didn't want to have an echo, so here we are.
All right.
The Last Christmas. This came out last week, and I was in Florida. Florida. Why is my name Florida? I apologize. So Jacob, pretty big episode, right?
Oh yeah, it is a pretty big episode. on several ways.
So basically, it's the way I see it. This film's pretty much this episode is pretty much a 3-act breakdown where Act 1 is essentially an homage to Mickey's Christmas Carol. Act 2 is, oh my god, it's young Donald, and he's adorable and so on point and perfect, and as a Donald fanboy, and I love it.
Wasn't that more Act 3?
No, I consider Act 3 to be all the Della stuff and reuniting as a family and the cliffhanger. I think Donald's more Act 2.
Yeah, but it also includes Donald. That also includes... Okay, I guess that makes sense. Then never mind.
All right, so we have some people in the comments here. Yellow, back at you, Pink Pearl Apple. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to need help with this guy's name because I just don't want to butcher it, and I do like to shout people out in the comments. So, Matej Spanik, if you are watching, did I get that right? Matej Spanik? I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing that right. But hi guys. I agree this was probably the best episode of the season, although I am I'm kind of partial to the 3 Caballeros just because I thought they were so well characterized last episode. But no, this really hit it out of the park. Especially for that Donald stuff, man. Donald Duck is my favorite Disney character, and oh, it's Matthew. Okay, well that's easier. All right. I'll just call you Matthew then. All right. Hey there, Matthew. So yeah, this man, Jacob, I don't even want to bury the lead. I just want to talk about it right away. As a Donald Duck fanboy, like as someone who Donald Duck might be my favorite Disney character in all of the Disney roster. Slovakia, man, we got people from Slovakia watching us, Dragon. That's Jacob. That's so cool. I love YouTube for that. Great to have international viewers. Awesome.
It's really neat.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, as a Donald Duck fanboy, I love me some Donald Duck. I love the history of Donald Duck, how he's a comic icon and a war hero. So yeah, I love emo Donald, man, and I feel kind of vindicated too because I came up with hipster Donald, and this is like, oh yeah, Tiki, oh yeah, we'll take your hipster Donald and we'll raise you an emo Donald.
And the fact that they got Russi Taylor to get him to do him as like the...
Oh my god, dude. As soon as I heard Russi Taylor, I was just like, oh geez. Oh god. Perfect.
They got the original voice of the nephews in the original series to voice Donald in this one, and it's only fitting. How fitting is that?
I mean, look, I'm sure that there's been depictions of a young Donald before, probably in the comics. But man, this was just I love how
and it ties into his love of music with the Caballeros too.
Yes. I just love how well characterized young Donald is. I mean, we're gonna talk about other parts of the episode, folks. Don't worry, but I just need to get this out here. It's so on point. Just all the the oh fooey's and everything. Just the way he winds up and unleashes his anger, and uh, yeah, I love it. I love it.
Basically, just so, yep, this is definitely Donald. He
Oh
hasn't,
man.
yeah, he hasn't changed much over the years,
Nope. Nope.
except he's decidedly less emo.
Yeah. Okay, so I tell you what, Jacob. Let's circle back around to the Della stuff. Let's save that for the end, but let's go back to the start of the episode, because before we even get any of that big Donald stuff, we get another really cool thing for Disney fans. Basically an homage to Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yep, with the new Scrooge.
Yep, yep.
It's kind of like a rite of
McGregor
passage.
is
It's kind of like
Jack
a
McGregor is a stand-in Jiminy Cricket.
I could actually see him kind of doing like a Jiminy Cricket thing, like playing a
I was gonna say, Jacob, if we do get that new, if the rumors of the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio are true, I'll believe it when I see it, because Guillermo del Toro has some splaining to do when it comes to the Haunted Mansion. But if that does come to pass, I would actually, Jack McGregor would be a good choice for Jiminy Cricket. I think he's got that kind of like, that wholesome, like all American conscious quality to him.
Yeah, that would. I mean, that would work well with him. I mean, like I think that's probably why they went with him for this. Like he just has
Mhm.
that natural kindness about him. I mean, that's why he's like works well as Felix, Wander, all those kind of
Sure. Um, I feel like one maybe minor missed opportunity was I would have loved to see the Christmas ghost interact with Duckworth's ghost.
It's like hello death, how do you do it? Like hello death.
Well,
I
speaking of casual interactions, I love the whole old me, young me.
It's like it doesn't even phase him at that. It doesn't even phase him. It's like it's like his younger self has probably seen his older self before.
Uh-huh.
So it's like doesn't even surprise him anymore.
And then that also ties into the ending with Della. I mean, we're kind of skipping around, folks, but you can excuse us because basically the whole episode is just a big chunk of fan service, like the show is at its best, man. The show is like a Disney fan's dream in some ways. So we get the Della stuff at the end where hey, wait, this is only the fourth weirdest thing that's happened to us. You're a relative from the future, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We're ducks. We know all about this.
Yeah, it's like even Donald's not phased by it. He's like, yep, that's normal. That's that. That's the funny thing. Like even Donald isn't phased by it. He's like, okay, that makes sense. Even though he doesn't. Although it's kind of interesting that they don't reveal the exact circumstances of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for
So,
good reason.
what do you think of the Della characterization overall?
Though we mean definitely interesting to see like this. We can definitely see her more adventurous type. Though we also see, though it does actually give a hint of more her vulnerable type with the like wanting to spend Christmas with Donald, probably because Scrooge is too busy or doing whatever, doesn't want to do anything with them.
Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting dynamic that they have with Scrooge, where they almost have the same sort of respect and admiration for Scrooge, and he's kind of this mysterious figure in the same way I feel like maybe Webby is in the current timeline.
Yeah, she kind of reminded me of Webby almost.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's like and Donald like in like kind of like seeing inhabiting all the traits of all three of his nephews.
Hmm.
It's maybe like in a toned down way, of course, but just seeing their dynamic, it's like and seeing the resolution between the end, like deciding to spend more time with Zella, that was actually really nice. It's like,
Yeah, it was. It was.
I mean, and though it's like the classic thing, we wish he could tell him about the tragedy, but that happened to happen to her, but obviously for time travel reasons they can't.
Haven't you seen any time travel movie ever?
Yep. It's like
Don't give him the sports almanac. Bad things happen with the sports almanac.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
um, yeah, I mean, I apologize for jumping around a bit, but this episode is, very,
It was a lot of fun for sure.
yeah, yeah.
What do you think of the Wendigo?
The Wendigo was cool. Very much in line with DuckTales at this point, very much taking classic urban legends and urban myths and expanding them. So that's no problems there. I do like the twist with the Ghost of Christmas Past. I like that Jack McGrayer gets to play evil for a second.
Yeah, it's like he gets to actually flex his more villainous side.
And again, I could totally see Jack McGrayer playing a Disney villain and rocking it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It'd be like a twist on his usual archetype.
Well, I mean, as long as it's like an actual, like we know it's a villain from the head start and not another twist villain.
Yeah, I agree with you. Please no twist villains.
I mean, I also
Well,
don't have a problem.
I mean, the way I see it, there's a difference between like a Lotso twist villain where it's like he's introduced as a good guy, but it's pretty obvious from the start. It's like, yeah, this is a villain. Then I feel like the bad type of twist villain is like a Hans or a Mayor Bellwether, where it's just like, okay, this is kind of just thrown in at the last minute.
I still like to see him do that though.
Yeah, but like I said, I could see him being like a Lotso style twist villain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that would definitely be. He would definitely work well in that kind of role.
We're all just toys waiting to be thrown away.
Well, technically, I mean, they do both kind of him and Ned Beatty do kind of both have like a southern accent kind of thing going on.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Like, it'd be kind of funny if you could see him play a young Lotso.
Oh God.
Oh god.
Ugh. Jacob, I actually think a Toy Story prequel wouldn't be a bad idea. So, potentially.
anything anything else you want to bring up?
Uh, not to get too off topic here, but Jacob, I just spent a week in Walt Disney World, and my God, does Toy Story Land blow my expectations away?
I can't wait to go to that.
Oh God, it's so cool, man. I love it. I mean, it's like in terms of attractions, it's you only got the coaster, the spinny ride, and the Midway Mania, but just the way the whole area comes together, it's so atmospheric. In a way, like it's obviously not on the same level of ambition as Pandora is, but in a way, it's almost just as immersive as Pandora in its own way.
I'm hoping I can go like sometime this year, so I can see both Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land.
Well, my friend, we have to talk about that off air because I feel like we need to also make sure we plan our trip in the summer to meet up with Ezra, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, um,
Just
yeah, I don't really think I have much else.
and, and speaking of which, we actually saw Duckworth when he was alive.
Yeah, that was fun. Duckworth is very much the Alfred Pennyworth of this show, which very much fits.
Yep. I kind of wish they would explore like more of the past Scrooge though, like with thinking more like I don't know, he just wants to hand out their money and all that stuff. That would have been I think they could have shown a bit more of that. Like I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's just like I want to see more of Scrooge's past.
All right, I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. Pink Pearl Apple, let's have a conversation about this now that you bring it up. Hollywood Studios is getting better. It really is. I I went there before Toy Story Land opened this March, and yeah, it was not a great park, but man, Toy Story Land really brings a lot to it in general. And plus, Hollywood Studios has a certain charm to it. It's got the Brown Derby, which is probably my favorite restaurant on property. And it is kind of a Star Wars takeover, but I didn't think it was as bad. Like now they're focusing on the Christmas stuff more, which is good.
Yep.
And I feel like after the Christmas stuff, they're going to be focusing more on the Incredibles is going to be opening up in Pixar Place, and then we've also got that Lightning McQueen stage show. Uh,
Not to mention Runaway Railway.
Runaway Railway, of course, of course. So I feel like it's getting better. I feel like it's getting better. Um, And I hear you about not being a fan of Star Wars. I mean, that being said, I'm not a fan of Avatar, and I think Pandora is amazing just on an atmospheric level. So I feel like even if you're not a fan of Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, at least on an Imagineering and just a immersive point of view, is would be worth checking out. Yeah, Runaway Railway. I'm on it, Jacob. I'm honestly more excited about Runaway Railway than I am for Galaxy's Edge, just because I think the concept for it. I fell in love with the concept right off the bat when I saw you know, the the teaser art for the way the effects would work, the 2D to 3D thing.
Can't wait for that.
All right, well, we're getting really off topic, folks. I want to talk about my trip report, but there's a lot of Christmas stuff we need to get to between now and then. A Launchpad themed roller coaster would be amazing. Speaking of Launchpad, I love his butchering of the 12 Days of Christmas.
It's like, yeah, that was great.
Actually, Pink Pearl Apple, I have something to show you before we go off air. Speaking of Launchpad, but do you want to talk about the hanger, Jacob? While I bring that up?
Well, sure. Like I just like to say, if you have the Launchpad coaster, it'd be like one of the story things, like, oh no, the ground. Like,
what would the safety spiel be like in the Launchpad coaster?
Like it'd probably be a Launchpad talking like, please be sure to take off your seatbelts. I mean, like they obstruct your view.
Well, I don't think Disney could legally get away with that,
but for safety reasons, they're telling me you should plug them in. Like they're being boring.
I imagine he has like Darkwing Duck set up for in-flight entertainment purposes.
And for this viewing of this, we'll be viewing the classic episode of Darkwing Duck. I can't do a good Launchpad impression.
All right, so any thoughts on the big Della cliffhanger? I mean, it's not much of a cliffhanger. It's more just like, yep, she's out there and she's working on getting home.
Yep, she's been stranded. Just think she's been stranded up there for almost 10 years. Mm-hmm. She's working on a way to come back home.
All right, so Jacob, I guess in conclusion, instead of final thoughts on this episode, I mean, this episode is very good. I'm still kind of more leaning towards Three Caballeros just because this episode is probably the overall better episode, but the Three Caballeros episode just got me on a fanboy level. It really did. But what I love about this season in general is the fact that they're going really more deep cuts. They're making sure that Donald's getting more screen time. They're giving us a freaking ton of fan service in the form of like the Three Caballeros and Mickey's Christmas Carol, and even stuff like young Donald. You know what I mean? And I think this season has a lot of potential so far. It's really shown off the fact that they love to please the fans on the show, and at the same time they tell a good story in the process.
And this is, this is only episode number.
God boy. Jacob, say get on with it.
Get on with
it. Get on with it.
Right. Fine now.
Sorry, I'm like scrolling through my pictures and I'm trying to find something from my Disney World trip, but
and this episode this episode's only episode 6, and so I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds.
I
wonder if the next episode will be about Glomgold's bet.
Yeah, speaking of which, do we have any info about when the next episode is going to be, Jacob? I was meaning to ask you about that.
No, this is the most recent episode, and there's nothing coming up about anything else.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a good not a mid-season point, but it's a good point to take a break.
I mean, it's been a good streak.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I almost have it pulled up, Jacob. Any other final thoughts on your end to fill some airtime while I get a picture pulled up?
No, this season has definitely been going strong so far, and when And when the weakest episode of this season is the Deaths of Cousin Feathery, which was still a very good episode, that tells you this season still is going strong for me, if you ask me. I mean, that's just
And the
my
Deaths of Cousin Featherly actually that's actually Monkey's favorite episode of the series, and that goes to show that if not the series, at least the season so far. So that goes to show that even what we consider to be the weakest episode is still some people's favorite episode. So that's when you know you have a good season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I mean, like I said, I don't think it's a bad episode, but I mean, it's just my least favorite so far. It's
Yeah, I
still
hear
good.
you.
But this season is definitely going on a good note for me, and I can definitely, hopefully, this goes for. And there's even I think there's even a third season on the way.
I mean, I would be surprised if there wasn't a third season.
I just can't wait to see how that goes.
All right, so Jacob, I have it pulled up. Let me just first of all, let me take a look at. The three. Okay, first of all, okay, so the three Caballeros are confirmed to be returning for season 3. That's good to know. Although I do hope we see them again in season 2 at some point, maybe even.
I could have sworn I heard that they were just like basically supposed to be recurring guest stars.
Yeah, like I mean, at the very least, I could see them returning in the season finale. Like they brought back a lot of the characters from the season 1 finale.
I hope we see more of them than that, but if they can't think of any way to fit them into the story, I mean, of course, no, don't want to force them in there just for the sake of fan service because I can only go so far.
Of course. All right. Anyways, Jacob, let me go ahead and end the screen share and let me pull up some cool stuff from my trip that's DuckTales related.
Woohoo!
Now, I wanted to get Scrooge at the Christmas party because he has his money bag and he's with Donald, but the line for that was like a mile long. So I did him in Animal Kingdom instead.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. In between the Scrooge picture is these pulled pork French fries, which were amazing, Jacob. Oh my god. Oh, they have these things at the Flame Tree Barbecue. Get them next time. Oh, they're to die for.
I'll have to give them a shot.
Definitely the best quick service thing I had on the trip. Okay, that giraffe pulled up right next to my Kilimanjaro Safari. Dino Land USA. It's around here somewhere. I think this is it.
Pandora.
There it is.
Launchpad.
Yep. So this was along with Tweedledum and Tweedledee my favorite character interaction.
It's a shame they can't talk. It's a shame they're not allowed to talk. Because if you could get like people to do good impressions of them, that'd be even better.
Yeah, I mean, they've experimented with the talking Mickey before, but that kind of came with some mixed results.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so just to answer your question, Pink Pearl Apple, you've asked me about Twitter before, and I really need to get on it. I know. I believe Adventure Blue Dude did set up a Twitter for us. I believe we have it. I just need to get the account information from him. So I tell you what, Pink Pearl Apple, I'm going to go ahead and when I get the information for the Twitter account, I will post it in a comment on this video, and I will pin that comment so you'll be sure to see it. So check around. I should have that posted up by tomorrow. And so I guess that's it, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. And we will be back in about a month with DuckTales, but we will have Christmas stuff throughout the month. Blue Dragon 5 and I are going to be talking about the new Kurt Russell Netflix movie, The Christmas Chronicles, which is very, very good. Jacob, have you seen The Christmas Chronicles?
No, but I'm about to give it a watch soon.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. And Pink Pearl Apple, this is why I love Disney, man. This is why I love Disney. So you're saying So one of the employees said it was Pink Pearl Apple's birthday and came back with papers signed by Scrooge, Launchpad, Donald, and Della. How cool is that, Jacob? How cool is that? I mean, I love that Disney goes above and beyond with stuff like that. I also walked by you might have seen this shared on Facebook, Dragon Jacob, but I walked by the Totally Tomorrowland Christmas, and two of the employees there, two of the cast members, were on the side of the stage signing the whole show for a guest who was hard of hearing, and they were like really into it too. You know, they were like doing like these these dance moves to go along with it. It was really good. I love Disney like that, man. They're just such a good company when it comes to treating their guests right and really accommodating to their guests. Anyways, I'm going to shut up. I'm going on about a whole Disney lecture about how great Disney is because I just got back from there. And but yeah, amazing. All right, so thanks for watching, folks, and tune in to our seasonal shenanigans as they come up. And in the meantime, woohoo! 11 days of Christmas, 10 days of Christmas, 8 days of Christmas. I almost forgot.